Every marriage has 3 rings. The engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the bicker ring. We're here to settle the fights that don't matter and have no winner. It's the 3 Rings Podcast with another new argument.
Welcome to another episode of the 3 Rings Podcast. My name is Phil.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are...
married.
Yes, we are married.
We are married.
Over 4 years now.
Over 4 years, yep.
It's been crazy. This has been a crazy year for everybody, just in general. But
this year feels like 10 years.
Yeah, it really has. But the good news is there's only basically 1 month left.
Praise Jesus.
Yeah, and then we'll see how 2021 is going to be.
Yeah, we were just kind of talking about that.
Yeah. It's weird because heading into 2021, it's not like the year is going to change and it's suddenly just going to be better.
Yeah, no.
2021 is going to start off as bad as 2020 has been.
Maybe worse with the way things have been going.
But the optimistic point of view, I guess, is that 2021 will end better than 2020 is
Let's
ending.
hope. I really genuinely hope so.
Keeping our fingers
I
crossed.
feel like I'm a little bit scared to be optimistic right now. But yeah, I just feel like this year is kind of like beat the optimism out of me. But
I guess that's fair. I feel like it's done that for everyone, though.
We have a lot to be thankful for, though, like you and I do. So I'm trying to keep that in perspective.
That's true. I mean, we've been trying to keep the weekly conversations a little bit more, like, joyful and positive as well, even though we do get into some heavy shit.
So you were saying we are how many weeks away from 52 weeks, which will be 1 year?
I'm not sure.
That's
I think
how years work.
5 weeks or so.
5 weeks away?
5 weeks out, because we basically started it in January.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to do the math on everything. But yeah, we're going to be coming up on week 52 here pretty soon.
Crazy.
It really is.
Yeah.
An entire year of doing this podcast and arguing over
the dumbest
things.
Stuff. Yeah, the dumbest things.
Including this week, which, I mean, we're continuing the Christmas theme.
Yes.
Because, I mean...
it's not Christmas yet, but...
it's not, but we're getting close.
We're in the Christmas season, the holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, once you basically get to, like, the week of Thanksgiving, I feel like that's the time where it's like, all right, like, you start getting into Christmas. Like, some people start beforehand, which, I mean, I don't get, but pretty much like Thanksgiving Day, like, then you can, like, make the transition. Like,
yes.
Like, you eat, and then you fall right into Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this week we're going to be talking about something that I don't know if it really causes a lot of arguments necessarily, but
I'm sure for some people, yeah.
I mean, it has to, right?
Yeah, because there are some people, like, I have definitely met people who are, like, staunchly on one side of the...
yeah. So I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one. But this week we're going to be talking about fake tree versus real tree.
Yes.
And I have had both.
Yeah, I have too.
I grew up mainly with real tree.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then that started to kind of go away because my family would usually go on vacation for Christmas. So, like, we wouldn't be home. Like,
yeah, so I get a real tree.
Yeah. So we ended up getting a fake tree and kind of going down that route. And you and I have always had a fake tree.
Yeah. Which might change someday, I feel like.
Which is where we stand in this argument, apparently. Because I am team fake tree all the way.
Yeah, and I'm team real. Keep it real.
Keep it real. I don't know about that. But again, I'm really kind of curious for people
how
to weigh
old
in
were
on
you
this.
when you switched over from...
I don't really remember. I
Okay.
don't... like, it didn't stick out in my head as like be like, oh, we're not getting a real tree this year kind of moment.
Because in the 8 years that I've been with you...
it's always been fake.
Yeah, your parents have always had a fake tree.
But I do remember getting the real tree and all
Did you guys,
that.
like, go pick it out and that whole deal? Or, like
that
do you
part,
remember
that
any
part
of
really
that?
escapes me. Like,
Okay.
I don't remember
it being like an event to get it.
Yeah, like I remember one year getting a tiny little like Charlie Brown tree.
Really? Oh.
That was like for me, and it was like this piece of shit little tree, and they were basically like, yeah, just take it and everything. And oddly enough, this tree lived for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because like we basically like put it in like a pot and everything, and it fucking survived somehow.
That's so cute.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting. So like I have like general memory of that.
Okay.
But like I don't like it was never really a like we're going to pick out the Christmas tree kind of thing, and like I don't really remember that if we did it at all.
Like one distinct memory. I'm pretty sure we had a real tree for like a few years, and I have one distinct memory of getting a tree one year that shed really badly. So like we were constantly like stepping on pine needles in the house, and it hurt like so bad. And it was like, yeah, but like apparently if you get like different kinds of trees, like they don't shed that bad. Like there are other trees that you can get that don't. Do you have any memory of your trees shedding?
Yeah, I remember like pine needles falling and everything, but you know, it was all kind of congregated to one area.
Yeah,
it didn't really spread that much, but I remember not liking that. So, but I'm team fake tree. So,
and I am arguing on behalf of team real.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I can go first. That's fine.
All right, keep it real then.
Okay. All right. My 3 points. 1, real trees are better for the environment.
Okay.
2, real trees are better for farms and small businesses.
That's fair.
3, the nostalgia factor.
All right.
Yeah. So
okay.
I did some research, and according to nature.org, 90% of fake trees are shipped from China. So that increases carbon emissions and resources being used. And that because artificial trees are not recyclable, most of them end up in landfills when people are done with them. So you might be thinking, okay, well, what about the number of trees that are being chopped down for like the Christmas trees? So it turns out that when harvested, 10 times more trees are left standing. So there are about 350 to 500 million Christmas trees grown each year, and only 30 million are harvested during Christmas season. So, states also have organizations that let you recycle your real Christmas tree when you're done with it. They use them for conservation and habitat projects. So overall, real trees, better for the environment.
All right. I can't really argue that. I don't really think I have a leg to stand on to counter something like that.
Okay, so next point. It's better for farms and small businesses. So buying real trees supports farmers and local Christmas tree farms. And you're usually when you buy a Christmas tree, you're buying from a local small business. Yeah. You're also supporting sustainable farming when you do it, because for every tree purchased, farmers plant 1 to 3 seedlings in its place. So by buying a Christmas tree, you're supporting growth of new trees coming in.
Okay.
So sustainable farming, that's a big deal right now.
All right. Still can't argue that.
And then number 3, my final point, the nostalgia factor, like the smell and the look, it is different than a fake tree. Like you get that nice like pine smell, and like they just look so pretty. And like, I feel like when you look at a fake tree, you know it's fake automatically. Like when you look at a real tree, and there's like so many different variations of the real trees. And I know they're getting, like the artificial trees are coming a long way as far as like how realistic they look and like the differences and all of them. Like you can get like a flocked tree or not flocked and all of that stuff. It's when they do like the fake snow.
Oh, okay.
That's a flocked tree.
Gotcha.
So you just smell it though, and it smells like Christmas, and it makes your house like so much more like cozy and Christmassy feeling. So I mean, and like some people I feel like I'd have to look it up, but I feel like fake trees are a relatively new. Like, I don't remember my grandparents talking about their fake Christmas tree.
I don't think they're that old.
I wonder how. I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, well, you can look that up.
My phone's over there.
Yeah,
so.
You're recording yourself on your phone. You have an iPad right in front of you,
I don't have access to the internet on the iPad, though.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that one, then, so you can look it up at some other time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say about your points. Like,
how can you?
Yeah, you really can't.
It's better for the environment.
Good for the environment, supports local businesses. Like, the nostalgia part, like, I think is a little bit of a stretch. Like, you can get, like, pine-scented, like, candles if you wanted, or just get a different smell. You can have, like,
real,
homemade cookie smell, like, you know, like, that can be wafted through.
A candle does not match up to the real thing. Like, it smells
I know it doesn't,
synthetic.
but, like, you can get pretty damn close, though.
Not that close, I don't think. Anyways, what are your 3 points? I'm curious to hear.
Well, mine aren't as noble, I guess, as any of yours were.
Okay.
My main 3 points, number 1 is convenience. Obviously, knowing me, whatever's convenient. 2, price and money spent. And number 3, overall look. Which I feel, you know what, I'll actually start with my 3rd point, because it kind of ties into what you were just getting at with, how the tree looks and the nostalgia of all of that. Mm-hmm. Like, when it comes to artificial trees, you can kind of make it look as good as you want. Like you don't have to worry about, like, oh, like, if this branch was only, like, down more, or, like, you can move it and you can adjust it to make it exactly how you want. So there's not going to be that fear of, like, any, like, broken branches or bad placement, or, there aren't as many, like, pine needles that are covering this area or anything like that. Like, you can make it perfect for you.
I've never, like, looked at someone's real Christmas tree and been like, oh, if only that branch were, like, a little bit lower.
Well, I mean, if you're decorating it and everything, like, if you have, like, an entire part of...
It just seems like nitpicking.
I mean, a little bit, but, again, like, you can kind of nitpick as much as you want.
If only this branch were an eighth of an inch lower.
I mean,
if only this branch
possible.
Had 2 more pine needles.
It's definitely possible. Some people are like that. Some people like me. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So then I'll go back to my first point with convenience. So it's way more convenient having a fake tree than it is a real tree, because you don't have to spend the time, like, going out finding your perfect tree.
But that's like an experience. It's like a sweet experience. It's like a nice... That's a nice thing. It's like a nice thing to do together.
Yeah, but what if you got to go to, like, 3 different places to find it?
Oh, I mean, if you have to go to 3 different places to find it, like, I feel like you're being, like, a little bit extra. Like,
but you're going to settle for something that isn't great.
You're going to find a tree that you like like, if you go to a Christmas tree place, unless it's just, like, I don't know, like, Bobby's Tree Fun Shack or whatever. Like, don't go there.
Some small independent business?
No. It's not like some, like, weirdo is selling them by the side of the road. It's people who've made this their, like, life's work. Like,
I get it. But it's still, like, you still have to go out. You have to find the tree that you want. They'll cut it down for you. You got to get it back home. And then also, you got to think about after Christmas. It's like, okay, you have this tree now, and, like, a lot of house fires start because of Christmas trees that get dried out. And so
you have to like water them, but like
you
that's
have to
not
maintain
it. Takes,
it.
What?
Then you have to deal with it afterwards.
I mean, afterwards, like, too, they have, like, Christmas tree pickup after.
Okay, I'm just saying, there's a lot more work that goes into that.
I think a lot is an exaggeration. There's not a lot more work.
There's very minimal work when it comes to a fake tree. I literally got it out of a box, put it up. There are 3 pieces.
And then I spent a half hour, like, rearranging the branches, like,
to get it exactly how you wanted. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We talked about the overall look.
Oh my God. You spent less time on it. I did not spend less time on it.
You enjoy that, though.
Not that much. The spreading, the, like, rearranging the limbs, I don't like it that much. I do it because you won't do it. If you had it your way, you would take the tree out of the box and then just start slapping decorations on it.
Not quite. I would move some things around. I wouldn't move it as much as you move it, though. But
I still think that counts as taking it out of the box and just slapping decorations on it. But, like, let's get to your last point.
A little bit more. Well, I mean, I'm not really necessarily done with, the convenience part.
Okay, keep going then.
But, when you think about, I'm trying to remember what you're saying, but like, you know, how pine needles would get everywhere.
Yeah.
And all that. Like, think of how inconvenient that is when you're stepping on that, and especially because we have the dog. Like, if she's stepping on that, or if she starts,
like I said, though, I think that you can get ones that don't do that as much.
But
even our tree sheds, like even the fake trees shed
a little bit, but it's not like a terrible amount compared to a real tree. Not even close.
I don't know about that, but
not even close.
I don't know about that, but keep going.
Okay, and you want to talk about, you know, price and spending money. While it is great to support like small and local and independent businesses, like you're buying a tree every single year.
Yeah, I don't.
As opposed to just buying a fake tree.
I mean, like, I could be wrong about this, but from memory, I don't think that they're that expensive, though.
I don't know how
like, fake trees can be very expensive.
Yeah, but if you use it X number of years, that covers the cost
and I don't know,
getting the real tree.
And, like, spending a little bit more is worth it to, like, be more environmentally friendly, support a small business. You're paying for the experience and the tree. Like,
I mean, I
think you get more bang for your buck with a real tree than a fake one.
So going to the environmental thing, though, it's like okay, well that's already been done. So if I'm buying this fake tree, it's not like I'm going and buying a fake tree every year. Like, it's been done once.
Yeah,
like, if
but
you keep
still,
replacing it, then yeah, that's terrible for the environment.
Well, yeah, but still, like, when you're done, because that tree is at some point going to fall apart. And then what happens? It sits in a landfill. So you might, even if you buy a tree, use it for 5 years, it's going to sit in a landfill for in perpetuity. Like that. Whereas like a fake tree or a real tree, yes, you have to buy one every year. But when you are done with it, something is done with it that like goes back into the environment, that like helps sustain the environment. Like, the damage,
I guess the
long-term damage from a fake tree versus a real tree.
I don't disagree with that, but also it's like, if you're going to keep cutting down Christmas trees and then just keep planting more, I mean, like, if you're not cutting them down in the first place.
You heard, like, well, first, for, like, proper, like, maintaining proper, like, forestation, like, you have to, like, cut down things in order to let new things grow. Like, that is a part of, like, maintaining, like, forests. It's like kind of like when they do the fires, like the controlled wildfires, like and then too, like I said, like for every Christmas tree, 1 to 3 trees are planted in its place. So sometimes it's not 1 for 1. Oftentimes it's like you take one out, you plant 2. You take one out, you plant 3.
I get that. Where are they getting the extra space?
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
You figure at some point they have space and they've used up their amount of space to grow the Christmas trees. I'm
not a farmer. I just know what this says. It's like,
I'm not looking for an answer. I'm just
take it up with nature.org.
I mean, nature.org, if you're listening, where are they getting the extra space to plant more trees of the same size?
I mean, they don't start out that size.
I understand, but when they grow up,
I don't know. I don't know.
Space.
I don't know, honey. I don't know.
All right.
I came with facts, and that's all I can give you.
I came with convenience.
Yeah, that's.
For me.
I feel like.
Which is why this.
I feel like in
argument.
Terms of arguments, like I think I kind of got you on this one.
You make better points, but. But I don't know. Other people should chime in on this because.
Yes, definitely.
I feel like now I see more people with fake trees than I do with real trees.
I would agree with that.
When I was a kid, I think it was the other way around. So I guess it really kind of does depend on how long like fake trees have been like a common thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right, weigh in. You can find us at 3 Rings Pod. That's THREE Rings Pod on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Please rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts and share us with your friends.
All of those things.
All of these things.
All of these things.
We can agree on that.
That's true.
What are we talking about next week?
Next week, we start to deviate on the holiday thing slightly.
Well, we wrap it up.
We do kind of wrap it up. So we're gonna be talking about New Year's.
Oh, okay.
And no, that's the week after. I'm getting my weeks mixed up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not the one that I had for next week.
Next week is
taking down your Christmas decorations.
Yes.
And
That's
when
what
to
it is.
do it.
And then the week after that will be New Year's.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I got it right.
Yes, you got
Perfect.
it. We will see you next week.
Au revoir.
Thanks for listening to another weekly episode of the Three Rings Podcast. We'll be back next week with another new argument. In the meantime, follow us on all social media platforms at 3 Rings Pod. Join in the argument and tell us who's right, who's wrong, or why you have the right answer. Whatever. Just tell us stuff.